Tag. This is John Petrucci. I'm here in Germany with the German John Petrucci Forum, and it's wonderful moderators.
So it's great to have you here.
Nice to be here.
Another chance in Offenbach. It's a renowned city. I think I checked on the internet. The last time you were here was in 1995 for the Grammy tour. That was.
I feel like I've been here more recently. Maybe we stayed. Because the hotel seems familiar to me. Maybe we stayed in the hotel but played somewhere else. It's possible. Yeah. Maybe we had a day off or sure. Yeah.
So let's start with that. First of all, congratulations on the second Grammy nomination in a row.
Yeah.
It's very impressive.
Yeah.
This time you lost against Metal Heroes, Black Sabbath.
No.
Could be worse, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, first of all, when we first got nominated, it was like unbelievable. Very happy, very honored, and we all went and we took our families to the Grammys. It was awesome.
Right.
Now this album came out, and second time in a row, as you said, we got a nomination, and we were like, all right, what's going on here?
And used it.
Yeah, that's really cool. So we were, blown away by that again. We actually didn't attend. We were actually playing a show in Munich the night of the Grammys.
Right.
My wife went. It was fun.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Did you take the kids?
No,
yeah. Okay, just her.
But yeah, so we didn't win. But you know what, Sabbath, it was a great category, to be in there with those bands. And they, of course, as soon as I saw that name, I was like, all right.
Probably.
Yeah.
And it's a great album. I mean,
it's a great album.
Yeah. Amazing.
They certainly deserve it. So, but just for our type of music to be recognized in those circles, it's wonderful. It's
right. That's what I thought. I mean, when you started making music in the '80s, it was progressive metal was so small. It was a niche thing.
Yeah.
And now it seems like you have arrived in such a bigger audience.
It's funny because in a lot of ways it still is that kind of niche thing, but it's breaking out, and becoming more powerful and relevant. And the good thing about it is that we really have maintained what we're all about musically. So any of the sort of exposure that we've received lately that has been more in the mainstream speaks to the music as it is, the power and relevance of the music, which we always thought was really, really important, and never wanted to do something to kind of change, to kind of follow things, because it's the end of the road when you do that. It's not the way to go about it. So to be able to have integrity and do what we do, and then have the music be kind of come up more into the focus of the public like that, it's really, really great. And we've always sort of known it, that there's this great audience all around the world. I mean, we see it. We play all over the place. It's huge audiences. They love this kind of music. We love playing it. It's people in the audience are just like us. We love music, love playing. So it's a great community.
And isn't it strange to see, like the third generation clicking onto the music? I mean, I've seen teenagers on the last leg of the tour.
Sure. Yeah, lots of young kids. And the interesting thing that that will develop from that is you have people like you said that are teenagers that are really young. Maybe they hear a Dream Theater song and they like it, or they might even hear a band that's younger than us that was influenced by us, and they get turned on to it that way. But all of the bands that we were influenced by, they probably have no idea who they are, right? So all the ones that we kind of look up to, like Yes and Rush and Genesis and all that, they're so young they're not even aware of that stuff. And it's like this interesting kind of family tree of music if you go back and see where it came from.
It's a long branch.
Yeah.
So you've come with your 13th album on this tour, self-titled, the first self-titled, I think. And what I realized when listening to it, it's a very dense arrangement of riffings, and it's very proggy, I guess. I mean, you can hear a lot of these influences on Rush, and then even the 80s sounds. Sometimes, for example, with the Jordan Rudi's keyboard sounds like very old school this time.
Yeah.
Was that your intention to present a classic album, or?
I don't know. I think when those things happen, it's kind of like it's just that moment, you know, when you're writing, and it's like, oh, you know what would be great, and then you kind of, you look back to some older references, and it happens at that moment. We didn't go in saying we wanted to consciously do any sort of retro thing. If anything, we wanted this album to be our most kind of powerful and cinematic and like just really robust. You know, we wanted it to be like you turn it on and just, you know, you get like steamrolled by the music and the experience of it. You know, all the while maintaining the stylistic roots of the progressive scene that we love so much, but with the sound of a very, you know, contemporary kind of metal, big sound, and always keeping melody of the utmost importance. And I think that's like the kind of glue that makes it all cohesive and listenable and gets the message of the words across and everything else.
So I believe the usual process is you go into the studio and then you start the writing all together as a band.
Yeah. There's some ideas, you know, ahead of time. Usually not full song ideas, but they're just like, you know, 2 minutes here, a minute there. Sometimes those are band jam sessions from like the previous tour, like at sound check. Sometimes they're just things I have on my phone. And in some cases I'll demo stuff out and have a little bit more of a solid thing to bring in. But for the most part, as you said, yeah, we're in the studio, we move in, we get together, we jam, we start writing, and you know, we have a plan as to what we're going to do before. It's not just haphazard, otherwise we'd still be there.
Right.
You know, so we develop a plan and we kind of stay on that track the whole time.
Okay. Is that also important for, you know, like a glue for the band to be together and everyone is involved in the songwriting?
Yeah, you know, the beauty of it, and sometimes this is lost, you know, if you think about like a lot of young bands, how they're doing things today, you know, whether it be that they don't have record labels or the labels they're on don't have the budgets, or it's just the nature of technology today. A lot of bands don't record together at all. You know, and some of them don't even write together. You know, and it's pretty amazing to be able to do this, of course, but to be able to be at home, track something, send the file, have the next guy, you know, play his idea. It's a nice way to trade stuff and get ideas across. But the more and more I speak to younger bands, they don't, for whatever reason, they don't have the opportunity to be together in a studio, write, jam, just kind of old school like that. So to us, that's where we came from, and we find that really important. You know, we find that sort of camaraderie and that collective, you know, creative process of bouncing ideas off each other and jamming, and it just makes it so much better than one guy sitting at home doing it. It's just a different experience, and to us, it's really, really important. And that's what, like you said, it's the glue that makes a band. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
So on this tour, you've gone back to the evening with shows. It's a lot of music. I believe 3 hours with intermission. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
No band in prior to. And I think I've seen on the previous set list, you've played a lot of songs you haven't played in a while.
Yeah.
So was that a particular idea for the fans, or you just wanted to play these again? Well,
the idea behind this whole tour, we called it the Along for the Ride tour, and we're kind of getting more and more as we do this into the whole idea of creating stories around what we do, because what it does is it includes everybody, and it brings people together with us into our world. It's like a welcoming type of thing, and I've seen other bands do that. I've seen other industries do that, and I love it. It's great when you experience that. So we called it Along for the Ride, and the idea was to really be like more of a fan-centric show in what we're doing. So what we did is we put into the set some songs that we never played before, and those have been requested for, you know, up to 20 years. We never played this particular song, so we're playing those songs. We have some albums that have been out, you know, have some landmark kind of anniversaries, the Wake out, the Scenes out. Even the When Dream Day Unite album, but we're not really focusing on that right now. Anyway, so the idea of doing tributes to those albums is part of it. And even during our intermission, we made a movie that's kind of fun to watch. That's a montage of just tons of YouTube clips of fans.
Okay.
You know, some of them goofing on us, some of them playing our music. You know, just so it's tongue-in-cheek, so we could laugh at ourselves, and that we, you know, acknowledge again that we appreciate everybody being so into it.
Right.
And so that was sort of the theme of this tour, and the way that we designed the set list and the title of it and everything that goes along with it. It's very kind of inclusive, and again, it's along for the ride. It's where the experience doesn't exist without one or the other. The band needs the audience needs the band.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but I guess that must be pretty demanding, I mean,
Yeah.
physically, mentally, of course.
Yeah.
Preparation takes a lot of time, and you usually don't take too much time off after such a long leg of
Yes.
touring before you get back to the studios.
Yes.
What's it that do you have some kind of routine to cool off, to relax? Do you have a preparation routine, something like that?
Yeah, well, like I said, it is definitely a lot of work, and you know, one of the things we wanted to do as well this time is we wanted to feature, like a big part of our show, besides the music, it's all centered around the music, right? Everything has to kind of work with that. So we try to, beyond the music, make it more of an experience. So a big part of the show is like the set and the lighting and the video content. So this time we wanted to do all new stuff, which is a huge undertaking, because it takes a lot of time, there's a lot of lead time, there's all different designers and illustrators and people making cartoons and animations and everything. And it all has to work in sync with the music, and we have to rehearse that and everything. So the process, even though we were off from being in the studio, the process started months earlier before the tour. So you're right, there isn't like a lot of breathing time. But in some ways, you know, the way that we do things, it's like it gets really intense for a certain period, and then it kind of chills out, and it gets really intense again. You know, like the studio, we were there from January to June, and you know, it's long days, 5 days a week, 10, 12-hour days, and then we're done. And it's okay. You know, we didn't start this tour till 6 months later.
Right.
Not that we were just at home doing nothing.
Sure.
But we have that breathing space, and then there's the time to develop the production, promote, do promo trips, you know, everything that goes involved to setting up an album, so you do it right once it comes out. And then here we go. Now it gets intense again. Now we're on tour.
Right.
So it's just kind of the nature of what we do. We're used to it.
But you're trying to be included in almost every process. I mean, you like to be into the production process and mixing and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I learned about doing that. You can't like micromanage every single thing that your band does. I mean, you can, but it probably would drive you nuts. And quite honestly, you know, neither me nor any of the guys, we're not specialists in all these things. There are people that are great at what they do. And I think that the lesson that I've learned in the way I like to do things is I like to work with people that are really good at what they do.
Okay.
You know? So this way, if you have a creative idea, you know, whether it be small or grand, you're not trying to do it yourself, you know? I'm not sitting there drawing cartoons, you know?
Right.
You have the creative idea, you put together the team of people, and then you let that all come to life.
Okay.
And that, I think that's the best way for us to operate. So I like being involved in having the ideas and putting the team together and into you know, approving and monitoring what's going on, but I certainly don't have to do everything. Okay. It's not, you know, I'm a guitar player, that's what I love to do. I love to produce the band, and I love to write lyrics, so it's all about the music, and then everything else it's got to work with the right people.
So it's an important insight to let go, I believe. Absolutely,
and it becomes easier to let go if you trust and believe in the people that you're working with. I mean, our engineer this time, take Richard Chicky, he's just so talented. I mean, it was literally like, you know, all right, I'm going to play guitar and just get the sound, you know. When you trust somebody, when they have like a background and experience and everything, you don't have to worry about it, you know. Ultimately, you do have the position to say, you know what, I'm not really crazy about that, let's change direction. And that's great. But again, when you believe and trust in the people that you work with, they're great. It's just so cool. Then it's going to be even better than what you thought. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of creative ideas, I mean, on this album you've added strings arrangements for two songs.
Yeah, that's right.
And I believe you're doing a special night with the Berkeley College of Music and an orchestra.
Yeah,
so
that'll be fun.
Was that a spontaneous idea, or was it long planned to get it done?
I'm not sure how to answer that question. I mean, I guess it's been talked about for a few months, and in Berkeley's planning, you know, I know in their scheduling it coincides with their sort of opening of a new building, new studios and stuff like that, that they want to celebrate with the start of their spring semester. But it unites us with them again as alumni of the school, and it unites Mike Mangini, who was a professor there for 11 years, and Aaron Vesburg, who arranged and conducted the strings on our album, who's a student there at Berkeley. So it kind of like brings all of us together, and it helps to focus on their event with the school, and it's kind of we're back involved in giving back, because Dream Theater has become a big part of the Berkeley kind of culture, with young kids coming in, guitar players and drummers, wanting to go there because they heard that we went there, which is amazing. You know, I went there because I heard that Steve Vai went and guys like that. And actually now my son is going. My son is 18.
Oh, he is?
Okay. So it's all come full circle.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Another generation.
Yeah, another generation.
Taking the torch.
That's right. Yeah.
So let's switch to gear a little bit. I mean, that's obviously something that guitarists always crave about.
Yeah, sure.
And get new stuff. You've presented a brand new Music Man guitar model for this tour.
Yeah.
It's really new. I think they've showed it at Anaheim.
Yes, exactly.
So can you tell us a little bit about the idea, how it developed?
Absolutely. Well, that's an idea that was actually a long time in the making.
Okay.
I've been with Music Man for 14 years now, and we've had a signature line of guitars, which is incredible that I'm able to do that with them. And it kind of stems from, you know, discovering new technology, or me saying, hey, why don't we try something different? And again, I don't have to actually build the guitar, right? It's like there's these great, amazing people that do it. So you have the creative idea, you talk to them, and Sterling Ball, the president, is really, really involved in hands-on. All the engineers are amazing. And so we have this line of guitars from the original JP, the 7-string, the baritone, the BFRs, JPX, JP11, JP12, JP13. So this Majesty guitar was something that I had this idea. It's kind of Spinal Tap, like I drew it on a piece of paper. Okay. It was, you know, to be something different, to kind of to use what we learned from the other guitars, but break off a little bit and do something a bit different. And the whole idea was to make it really sports car-like, just really easy to play, very, very modern. But so it took a couple of years of design, and the body shape's completely different. Some of the great features is the access to the upper frets is like no other guitar. We carved away a chunk of meat from the top horn there, and you just reach those frets. It's the easiest guitar to play in the world. It has an onboard preamp and a boost on the volume control, a coil tap, it has a piezo, of course, and it's also loaded with Music Man's Game Changer technology. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's just like unlike any other guitar. It's really, really awesome.
It's like an everything can do guitar.
Yeah, exactly, and it's beautiful. It's unique looking. There's a bunch of different colors. I actually look forward to getting a few more colors on the road here. In fact, it's so new that I only have 2.
Okay.
I have a 6 and a 7 string on the road, and at NAMM, in Anaheim, as you said, they did show the other colors. There's a red and a blue and a white, and they're gorgeous. You know, they're just like the sports car version of a guitar.
Right.
And I love them. And Music Man is just an amazing company to work with. You know, and they're very, very willing to go that extra distance and explore new technology, be cutting edge, you know, while keeping the tradition of what guitar is all about. And I couldn't be luckier. It's like amazing. It has, I've been with DiMarzio since the very beginning, so it continues that relationship. The pickups are called Illuminator pickups, which we got the name to coincide with the new Dream Theater album, Illumination Theory, and the Illuminator pickups. So again, kind of tying things together. It's always a fun thing.
So are you going to split your play between those 2 models, or do you have an idea for the modern songs, the new one for the classics, the old one? Or?
Yeah, well, on this current tour, we ended up bringing out just the JP13, which is the latest one, which just came out last year, which is the silver one. And we brought out a bunch of those, a BFR, and just the 2 Majesties that I just got. But I love all of them. You know, it's interesting changing during the show. But when I do get those other colors, maybe in a week or so, I think I'm just going to be addicted to the Majesty, and I'll just be swapping those around. Yeah, so it's fun.
Okay. But I believe the pickups are the same, right?
Yes.
The 13 model is the Illuminator as well.
They're right. Yep, you're right.
So you're working with a lot of companies developing new material. I mean, it's DiMarzio, it's Music Man, it's TC Electronic, the
Mesa Boogie,
Mesa Boogie as well. Sure. So is that important for you play to be on the edge of technology, to constantly push forward to something new?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things. I mean, again, I get the opportunity to work with amazing companies. I mean, even down to the guitar pick, you know, working with Dunlop and the newest pick that I have. It's amazing. I mean, we get down to the like minute detail of the shape and the contouring and the material and everything, and they're just so amazing to work with. And you know, sometimes I sit there and I have this Majesty and I'm playing with this perfect pick and through like the Mesa Boogie, and I turn on the TC pedal and I'm like, wow, I'm like spoiled over here. I have this incredible gear made by the best people in the industry. And you know, I think we look at it as definitely it's something that's benefiting both of us, because you know, when they put my ideas into reality, it turns into something that is new for them and that's exciting and successful for them. And it's been like that with the pedal, the Dreamscape pedal. It's been great with TC. It's an awesome pedal, and you know, we don't take any shortcuts with this stuff. You know, like I said, the Majesty is amazing, best guitar on the planet. The pedal is great. The pick is just perfect. And with Boogie, I've been playing with them forever. And you know, you hear the Boogies on the album, you hear it live when you come to the concert, and the working with DiMarzio and the pickups and everything. I mean, it's just like everything is the complete package. But for me, to answer your question, yes, it is important to be on the cutting edge, but also, you know, you can't like spread yourself too thin. You know, you can't have like a million things that you're trying to do. It's like, to me, it's like I'm kind of more practical. Okay. I think about either the show or the album, and what are the most important things. You know, it kind of like just boils down to, all right, the guitar, the pickups, the amp, the pick,
of course,
and then, you know, your pedal or whatever. And the same goes with Fractal, with the Axe Effects too. I've been working with them for years now, and they're an amazing company, great group of guys, incredibly, you know, attention to detail oriented, cutting edge technology, and that, you know, to be able to use the Axe Effects in my rig with the Boogie, you know, which the Axe Effects is doing all the effects. It's like controlling everything. So all my delays and choruses and everything is going on. It's just so powerful. It can do all that. It sounds beautiful. and then I have a new MIDI controller by RJM that's integrated with that, and so again, I walk on stage and I'm just like, I feel like I'm so blessed to playing this great stuff, and I not only have the gear that I'm able to play, but it's the support from these guys, and you become friends with these people, and they become more like family, and they're supportive of you, you're supportive of them. It's a great position to be in.
Sounds like a perfect fitting glove. I mean,
it really is. It really is. And the good thing is you work with companies and people that you like, and you develop equipment that you use and love, and that's what makes it all genuine. It's like the music too, like we said before. Maintaining that integrity, releasing stuff that you believe in, that's of the best quality that you can do, that you can look somebody in the face and say, check this out, that's the way to go.
Well, to me, I believe it sounds a bit like a parallel to your music.
Yeah.
It's more of a constant evolution of what you're doing, what you can do, rather than just switching around, trying everything new by the minute.
Yeah, so. Yeah. And, in a way, like I don't know. Sometimes I make analogies that maybe don't make sense to people, or but think about like car companies. I mean, we're here in Germany. Think of BMW. It's like they don't put out an inferior car when they release a new model. They make it better, right? They try to take advantage of technology, materials, and look and design, and they're always pushing, pushing the envelope to get better and faster and everything else. It doesn't mean that what they did before isn't great. It doesn't mean that people might like the older ones better. But it's this forward thinking where you maintain your roots and your mission, but you move forward. And I love that. I take those as kind of models with what I do with my gear and with what the band does with our music. Okay. So it's nice. All right.
Well, for the final question, I mean, obviously your timetable is always packed. It's very tight. But the most frequent question we get every time in the forum is, when's he going to do another solo project, another solo album?
I know, and every time every time I get asked that question, I feel so silly because I say, I'm working on it, and the most recent was when I did G3 in South America, and I actually played a few songs from it, and as you said, it's just a matter of finding the time. So it's on my timetable. It's a busy year for Dream Theater and with touring and everything.
Absolutely.
But I'm just going to find time to do it, and I'm excited about it. I have some really cool material. The interesting thing about it is it's rewarding and it's fun to do. And it's a little bit different, and at the same time, like in Dream Theater, I get so much satisfaction, just with playing and writing and everything, that. The sort of, I don't have as much of a what's the word, like an urgency, that's
what the hell is that?
Anyway, so I hope that answers your question. So hopefully as soon as I can, I will get that going.
Very well, we're looking forward to that.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for having us here.
All right, thanks for having me.
Good luck for the tour, and all the best for that.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right.
Thank you.
I think that's my phone.